Hey guys, I did a sugar skull makeup for you and I didn't apply a white face paint just because I'm already fair to begin with, so I just did a light foundation with a white powder on top, and then I applied a pink blush to the sides of my nose as well as under the cheekbones. And to make the black circles around your eyes, I outlined them with a flesh colored liner first because if you make any mistakes you can rub it away. I started making petals with the flesh colored liner as well, but when I got to making them with the eyeliner it was a lot easier to just freehand, which you will see later on.
No, I don't wanna waste what's left.
And now I'm just filling in the circles we created with a black face paint, and of course everything that I use will be in the description box below like usual. So you want to make sure no skin is showing, so go in with a black eyeliner and apply it to the top and bottom lash line. And then you can start creating your petals. I'm using an eyeliner pen, but you can use a pencil or a black face paint with a small brush. And then after you're done making your petals, I used red to color them in, but of course you can use any color you want. As you can tell, some of the black is blending in with the red, and that's completely okay. It's actually just going to add more dimension and make it look more realistic. So some of the petals lost their dimension, I guess, and I went in again with the black eyeliner just to clean it up a little bit. And then I did dots underneath the petals, and I went from about the middle of my eye all the way up to my temple, and that was about 6 dots. So the same thing we did around our eyes, I'm just going to outline the swirls, I guess you would call it, on my cheekbones. And this I did a few times because I kept messing up. But it's easier just to watch than it is for me to try and explain. So I just followed my cheekbone and then made a swirl, and then I did a few underneath as well. So now it's time for the roses, and you'd think this would be the hard part, but it's actually pretty easy. So I outlined 3 roses, and the middle one came too low and it was a little bit too thick, so you'll see how I fixed that. And I colored them in with red, and the black bleeds into the red like it did with the petals, but like I said, it's okay because it just adds more dimension. And I cleaned off that paintbrush and I started cleaning up that black line in the middle. So as you can see, we're just erasing it, and then I re-outline it, and I did that same thing with the left rose. So sorry about it being a little bit blurry. It was focusing on the mirror that I was using instead of my face. So what you do in the middle of the rose is just make a little swirl, and it's not going to look great right now, but when we go in and shade it, that's when it's really going to look like a rose. So going with the paintbrush that we were using to apply the red, and there's no more product on that except like excess product, I'm just going around those black lines that we created and just shading them in. So going in with a small detailer brush with white face paint, I'm just applying this to the rose, and this really helps the rose look more realistic. There's no certain way I'm applying this, I just kind of started dotting it onto the rose and hoping it turned out okay. And then we're gonna make some leaves, and I did 3. To color them in, I used a light green face paint and then blended the black lines into it to just make it a little bit darker. And then I did a line in the leaves, and then I started applying dots going from bigger to smaller in between my eyes. Moving on to the lips, I applied a nude lipstick, and then I started applying lines starting from the center going from the outside. And then I did a line extending from the corner of my mouth to the swirl that we did, and then just applying lines in between that. So the last thing I did was color in the nose, and I outlined it with an eyeliner pen and then colored it in with the black face paint that we used everywhere else. And that's the finished look. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!